Namaskar everybody. Suprabhatam. A warm welcome to Yoganishtananda Jeevanam class. This is the 7th class in our series of Yoganishtananda Jeevanam. Let's start the class with Guru Vandanam. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam yena characharam Tatpadam darshitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. A warm welcome to everyone. Okay, so let's start this 7th session of Yoganishtananda Jeevanam. We have learned a lot about humans, animals, their way of living, how they differ in their lifestyles, what is a major difference between humans and animals. So, how are humans different from animals? Humans have an infinite desire within them, whereas animals have finite desires. Point. That's it. That makes a huge difference between humans and animals. And what is another difference between humans? What is the difference between animal dharma and human dharma? We've also seen that animal dharma is just limited to 4 things: ahara, nidra, bhaya and maithuna. But human dharma is beyond that. And the desire or to merge with the infinite is what human dharma says it. And this is felt when we see huge, vast spaces of the nature's beauty, and there's a thrill in our spine which we feel when seeing that, which is uniquely human. And that is what differentiates between an animal and a human. And we've also seen that humans, in the Darwin's theory, humans have evolved from animals, so they possess 2 dharmas, that is animal dharma and manava dharma. It is easy to slide back into an animal dharma because that's a known dharma for so many generations or so many years down the line. But to uplift and keep yourself on path with human dharma is what is the goal of human life. The goal of human life is to realize the infinite and merge to the infinite, from the finite to the infinite. That is the goal of human dharma. We inadvertently try to satisfy ourselves without recognizing that within us lies an infinite longing, an inner urge that cannot be fulfilled by anything limited. We spend all our lives, energy and resources trying to accumulate more and more finite things. This is what happens when human potential is applied towards Pashu Dharma. In life, we are always moving towards in 2 directions. We have seen that in the last class, that is either towards the infinite or moving away from the infinite. Towards the infinite is in every moment of your life, you're with the thought of the infinite. But most people unknowingly drift away from the goal, never realizing what the true purpose of life actually is. There's no doubt we all need basic things like food, shelter, living, clothing, everything. But when someone believes that food alone can satisfy their inner essence, a deep desire, which is what people unconsciously assume. That is what is misleading. Animals don't make this mistake because animals have a finite desire. Animals just simply fill their stomach. They don't imagine that eating has a higher purpose. But humans turn this food into an entire drama, a complete misuse of what food is meant for. It's a total misunderstanding. The question has always been that, do we eat to live or do we live to eat? And that is just one example which I want to highlight. That humans differ from animals and we need to apply it dynamically, practically in our lives. And that is what yoga is about. Yoga means merging of the finite with the infinite. It is a movement from limited to unlimited, from imperfection to perfection. That movement is yoga. And this idea extends into every sphere of existence. It has economical implications, political implications, individual implications, collective implications. We'll be seeing everything down the line. There is no area of life which yoga does not apply. Over time, in our discussions, we'll explore all these dimensions of yoga. Nothing will be left untouched. But we begin with the individual because that is where the journey from the finite to the infinite starts. So, humans are different from animals, and there's a conflict of dharma in humans, from Pashu dharma to Manava dharma, because both the dharmas prevail in him. So we have to engage in a sankarsha, in a struggle to win this war, to keep this Manava dharma dominant in our lives. That should be the guiding inspiration for everything we do in our lives. Why is this so important? And why is food so important? Our entire body, including the brain, is made of the food we eat. We already discussed that everything is vibrational, spandanatmak. So food also carries a specific vibration. And the vibration of the food has a profound effect on the vibration of our entire being. If someone eats tamasic food, it will naturally produce a tamasic impact on the mind. It will be dulling, degenerating, influence on one's mental state. That is why we must be extremely careful. We must remember that the body is a vehicle, the vehicle of our entire existence. Our mind depends on the body. Without the body, the mind cannot function at all. Therefore, we must keep this body in the best possible condition from every dimension of its existence. This human body is precious, yet it is not our permanent adhara. It is not something we purchased or created ourselves. It has been given to us temporarily. However long we may remain on this planet, this body is simply on loan. Most people never reflect on this. But our existence here is extremely brief. Life is very short. And because life is short, we must make maximum utilization of it. And time is our greatest asset. We have only a finite number of seconds in this lifetime, and we should consciously consider it that way. Every moment should be directed toward the true goal of human life, moving towards the realization of infinite. With this understanding, we can apply the same principle on food too. The human body is a machine, an extraordinary machine, but it runs on the fuel we choose to give it. Foods which have addictive nature, we have seen that. Sugar, oil, salt, which are very addictive. You keep eating more and more. But whereas, if you take foods from nature like carrots, they are not addictive. You eat 10 carrots, you can stop and you can say, I don't want any more, or you can go ahead. Whereas, SOS, salt, oil, sugar are very addictive. And they keep degrading your mind because your mind is engaged on food all the time. Whereas, mind is a seat of supreme. You should not engage on this thoughts of food where the thoughts of supreme have to rule. These foods, Rajasic and Tamasic foods, also have a feeling of heaviness. You eat oily food, some oily food, you feel very heavy. Whereas, you eat double the quantity of natural food, you never feel heavy. You feel light because natural food is natural. It will keep you in a natural state. That is the health of humans. When you're eating food which is processed and imbued with salt, oil and sugar, it is unnatural. So you get into an unnatural state of life. That is tamasic state, which is not the state of humans. We are saying that whole food plant-based diet is an ideal diet for humans as well as for every living being because it is nature's given food and it is 80-10-10 ratio. Everything 80 is carbohydrates, 10% is a protein and 10 is the fat. That is what all fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, all of them have the same ratio of 80-10-10 rule. And if you come to animal-based foods, the picture is completely different. They have zero carbohydrates, none at all. It's zero. The remaining is 100% of calories, which is from protein and fat. The proportions might vary in some animal food. It is 60% protein and 40% fat. But carbohydrate, let me tell you, carbohydrates still remain zero. And we have seen in the Krebs cycle, what is the input for energy? ATP, that is glucose. And glucose is carbohydrates. So when you eat animal food or animal-based product, it gives you proteins and fats, but there is no carbohydrate. That's the reason you go dull, you go lazy when you eat heavy animal food. Another point is, we always feel food tasted different with onion, garlic and spices. But that wasn't our body naturally needing. It's simply because we have got used to this flavor over time. You weren't born craving for onion and garlic. No one is born with the craving for cigarette, alcohol and meat. These are habits we acquire. Think about someone who smokes. The first day they go without cigarette and they try to stop this habit. They feel very uncomfortable. Not because they were born wanting with nicotine, but because their body has been adapted to it. In the same way, if someone is using cooking with oil, garlic, vegetable oil, and all the spices, their food won't taste right for them the first time because without them, you feel you've lost the taste. But that's not a biological necessity. Over time, when you stop these foods, you will start enjoying the real taste of nature-given food. Because these are all the tastes we acquire. We are taught to eat such food, which is not right. So, it's important to understand that nature's food is the best food and whole food plant-based diet is the best food because to have a healthy mind, we need a healthy body. So coming to this, many people talk about chronic diseases. The body functions just like an engine. You give the engine the right fuel, it runs properly. When you give the body the right fuel, it should function well. That is what is expected. All these chronic degenerative diseases like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's are preventable and controlled through right diet, especially yogic food. Often you hear people saying, these illnesses run in my family, it's not mine, it's my hereditary. What is hereditary? It's because your eating patterns tend to run in families. The argument is that these diseases do not come from defective genes, but from your inherited dietary habits. Your body was not made with the Supreme did not make a wrong body. Everyone was born healthy. No baby is born sick unless until there's a abhukta kriya, which will come to that later. For now, all the kids are born healthy. But while time passed, the family way of eating, the family way of lifestyles have induced the disease which they have inherited from their forefathers. You will see that some families, the parents and forefathers suffer from diabetes, but the present generation doesn't suffer from diabetes. It's because they have a healthy lifestyle. They have realized that eating habits are an important part of lifestyle, and they have made corrections in the lifestyle so they don't suffer from the disease. We never heard about genetic diseases when we were kids, but now every disease is stated as hereditary because we are not understanding the fact that we are just following the wrong lifestyle what our forefathers and fathers have started off. It's time we wake up, understand, change our habits, and live a life which is free from these chronic diseases. And if you say that a car is designed for gasoline, that is our body. Imagine the body to a car and it's designed for gasoline. And if we are giving kerosene to it, do you think the engine will work well? No, never. It will never work. So it's time we understand this and understand that food is a fuel for the body. And they take a shift in the food, because that is very crucial in this yogic path. And you will see a miraculous change in your life when you change your food and you move ahead in your yogic path. I can honestly tell that I enjoy my meals more than most people, but the difference is I don't live for the sake of eating. I eat for the sake of living. My life isn't centered around food. Food just supports my life. So, taking all this into fact, I would like to take a pause here, and I'm curious to know if any one of you have experimented on these ideas what we have discussed, and I would like to hear what each of you have tried and noticed in the last week if you have made any change. So you can unmute yourself, and I would appreciate if you have made a change. Yes, I did. If you have not, no, I have not. It's okay. No issues at all. I would appreciate a frank reply, because down the line you would realize how important food makes, and it's on a personal experience. I would suggest that all of you start, because you've already moved ahead in your life. You're coming to this class that says that you have the spark in you to move ahead. So don't go back, move ahead, because life is very short. By the time we realize we have wasted so many years of our life, it's high time. So you've already taken the first step, so don't go back, move ahead. And it's not starving you. The food it's going to make you much better. Believe me, you would come back and say you would feel much better. So before that, I would like to hear from all of you, each one of you. Jai Shri Bhagni, can I start with you?
Namaste, Bhagini.
Namaskara, Bhagini.
Yeah. For me, I can avoid. It is okay for me to avoid added sugar. I have been doing that. I don't add any sugar. But sometimes if you go out with somebody and some friends also, in a group, I don't mind to nibble it a little bit, because somebody offers something. I think it is rude to say, no, I don't eat it. So I just, nibble it. But the basic thing is I love to eat sweet food, all kind of sweets. But now I don't do that. A common day, I don't eat any added sugar. But once in a while, if you go or somebody offers, I try to take a little bit. I don't want to be out of the group. So, and the problem for me is to avoid tea, because I have been trying to stop drinking tea, but I noticed that I get headache. So, and I used to drink a lot of milk. Now I stopped that. So I was trying to reduce the tea time, 2 times a day, that too with the minimum milk. And today I haven't drink any tea. So I'm hoping I can keep on going with that. I don't eat any meat or any fish. So I am trying slowly to get into the food we are talking about. I think I'm getting some improvement, but not 100%. But I hope I will get one day.
Okay. That's wonderful, Bhagini. Jai Shri Bhagini. Please go on mute, Bhagini. Few things. I really appreciate your initiative to go ahead to start whole food plant-based diet. Yes, the struggle is there, the sangharsha is there, because this is not the normal trend for the society, because the society is degrading themselves, and you are trying to move against the normal trend of society. You have to put sangharsha. It is there. Yes. Okay. Coming first to your tea factor. Tea is addictive. Yes. If the first few days, if you stop, you feel a drain on your energies, you have a headache. Yes. But down the line, when if you can sustain this tempo for 1 week to 10 days, you will not need tea further. Your body will not require tea further. Your energy is going to be consistent. There will be withdrawal symptoms, I understand. Whenever you change your diet, there are going to be withdrawal symptoms because your body is used to take that addictive tea for so many years. But the moment it understands, I'm not going to get this anymore, it will not start asking for it. And believe me, you'll be free of your headaches, and you will not even the thought of tea also will not come into your picture. Okay, that's first point of yours. Milk, and I'm happy about that you've stopped milk. Try to take, I was telling you can take hot soya milk or ragi with mixed warm ragi in warm water, like boiled ragi water. Take as a nice hot drink in the morning. It gives you a lot of calcium. If in case you cannot come over that, ragi gruel with water is excellent. I know it does. It feels tasteless initially because your tongue is so attuned to salt, sugar, and oil. But down the line, your tongue and your taste buds, the taste buds die for every 7 days and they're reborn. So when the new taste buds form, they will start loving your food. So try to change, but keep the tempo alive, because it is easy to go back to your normal diet, but it is very tough to get back to your diet. But once you get back to whole food plant-based diet, believe me, you will never get back. I had the initial struggle. I was struggling because I used to eat a lot of spicy food, oil, tea, coffee, everything. But the moment you know that this is not my food and your tongue will start loving the food what you eat, you will never go back. So I'm happy about that. I'm glad that you've started your journey, Bhagini. Keep moving ahead, and I will love to hear from you after 1 month. Let's see what all improvements you will do. Cut down all your salt. First thing is, when you cut your salt, it will make a lot of difference, which is very, very prominent in your lifestyle. You will observe a lot of things, and instead of that, include a lot of natural fruits and vegetables. So the salt content is replenished with these fruits and vegetables. Okay? Thank you, Jayashree Bhagini. And Sharada Bhagini, I would like to hear from you.
Namaste, Bhagini. I have stopped breakfast, Bhagini. I ate ragi malt instead of breakfast, idli, vada, like that. And I have stopped salt. I did not say start. I stopped. I reduced the quantity of salt right now. Slowly I will reduce it. Later milk also I did not. Chai with less quantity and only one time. Without, I feel, what should I say? I had a headache, what previous Bhagini says. Let's say quantity I have reduced, and even less milk. That's it. Fruits, sometime in the afternoon also with the fruits, and some only one rice. Dal rice.
Very good, Bhagini. Very good. That's very nice. I suggest all of you can get your reports also done. Starting of your food, I suggest that take your blood report.
Yes, Bhagini. I took already. I have taken day before yesterday only.
Yes, and watch it. Yes, and watch it after 3 months. See your parameters. I am sure there will be a very good change in your parameters. So that will really prove yourself. I don't need to tell you any further. My words are not enough. You'll feel satisfied with reports, because whatever I say, it will be really visible in front of your eyes. Okay. So that is one thing I wanted to suggest all of you. Thank you, Sharda Bhagini. Please go ahead with your diet and try to cut down milk. Okay, you can. You start with soya milk in case you don't want to. Milk is very harmful.
I cannot take soya milk, other things.
Okay, Bhagini, that's fine. I hope you go ahead in your diet and
because I had ask my nephrologist to take whether to take or not, all those things. They say no, like that only.
Okay, fine.
They don't
You yes. So that's fine. I would suggest you to all go ahead in your journey of your food and see the changes you would find it. Okay, I'm sure you'll find changes in physical level, mental level, and spiritual level, which is unbeatable. Which I don't want to keep telling. I want you all to experience it, because unless until you don't experience yourself, my words will not be listed out in your mind also. Okay, so okay, next, Ram Mohodaya, I wanted to know if you have gone ahead with any of these changes. You can
Hello.
speak, Mohodaya. Namaskara, Mohodaya. You can listen. My voice is audible, right?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Namaskara. First, let me thank you so much for explaining in detail which food is good for us and which is not, and more importantly, as to why. Because the minute we understand why, now it rings a bell and we start following it. So thank you so much for it. Now, coming to what I'm following, now I had stopped sweets completely, 100%. And I haven't had any impact of it at all. I don't touch sweets at all now. Number two, the dairy products also, for the last 1 month I stopped it. In fact, early morning coffee and all also I stopped it, coffee, tea, everything. And I used to feel, when I walk and all that, maybe there could be an impact. But till this minute, for the last 1 month, it has had no impact at all. And I have completely stopped dairy products also. The third one is I started reducing oil now, and hopefully eventually I can stop it. Now I started only reducing it, and I haven't done anything on the salt as such, and of course next target will be salt.
That is amazing, Mohodaya. That is wonderful. I am very happy about that. Thing is, sweets reduce your immunity power in everyone. Okay, the moment you stop sweets have a very negative effect on the gut. They build up wrong gut bacteria. So the moment you stop sweets, you will not catch a cold, cough, fever. Your body will become very strong. Let me tell you that, because I was a very, very big fond person of eating sweets. I stopped sweets completely. I don't touch sweet at all now, and I don't feel the essence of I'm missing sweet, because I replenish my sweet with lot of natural. I eat bananas, I eat custard apples, I eat a pomegranate, I eat lot of fruits which are truly sweet, kismis or dates, so that the sweet taste. If I eat any artificial sweet now, it feels so absurd, because it is not natural. It is just training your tongue what sweet you want, what sweet you don't want. Yes, Ram Mohodaya, very nice of you. You go ahead with salt. What you do is, there's one thing I want to tell everyone. When you're cooking, if you really don't want to, you want to cut down your salt, don't add salt while cooking. Okay, what you do is, take off your food and just sprinkle a bit of salt on the food if you cannot stay with salt in the initial days. Okay, when you're cooking, the vegetables take lot of salt, because the water evaporates and you would require lot of salt. But in comparison, if you remove the food from the stove and you just sprinkle some salt before you eat, the quantity is way less than what is required in the food. So this is one technique when you want to cut down your salt. Try to not add salt in your food while cooking. Take it out, let it cool. Just before eating, try to sprinkle very less salt, so that slowly your salt intake will come down, your body requirement will slowly diminish, and there will not be any gradual changes that you feel the salt is making in the body. Okay, so but once you stop salt, the later part of it is, when you start eating any salty food, your tongue feels so salty that you just cannot eat it. Let me tell you that I just cannot eat any outside food, because I feel very salty and my tongue does not accept that food. I come back home, if I take a nibble of any food also, I feel very salty. I cannot push the food inside my mouth. So I eat my food at home whenever I go out and just get along with people. So food is never a criteria for me to interact with people, and I never have an issue of food with talking with other people. So that's one technique to avoid this obligations, going out with friends or functions. So that's one technique to keep yourself in your goal of life, not digressing from your goal and not losing the tempo of your life. Okay, thank you, Ram Mahodaya. And Ramabala Bhagini, I want to hear from you.
Namaskaram Bhagini.
Namaskara Bhagini.
Due to my health conditions, I have stopped taking sugar long back, quite some time back, and I also take reduced salt and oil. So I must completely cut down on them slowly. And as far as dairy products are concerned, I have stopped taking my favorite yogurt. Let me see whether I will be able to continue it.
It's a very good, Bhagini. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that your diabetes also will be controlled a lot. You would come down your diabetic medicines if you're controlling salt, sugar, and oil. You can check that. Okay, you can check that yourself.
Yeah,
okay?
Initially it was more, but now I take half the quantity of the tablets.
I'm sure you'll come down with even lesser when you come down on your other salt, sugar, and other things, So and increase your natural food. So if you're reducing this, increase your natural food.
I was asked to take only 100 grams of all mixed fruit. So once more I will go and check whether I can take some more.
If you're running on diabetes, Bhagini, then I think go on fruits which don't have much sugar, like pomegranate.
I was asked to take guava and this oranges and just 1 or 2 bananas. The remaining, they said you don't take too much of it. It may not be good.
You can complement with vegetables, Bhagini. You can eat raw vegetables, raw kheera, carrot, beetroot. You can just boil them and you can eat
spinach and the carrot.
You can boil raw. You can boil bitter gourd also, and just sprinkle sesame powder or whatever, and it tastes so good. Let me tell you, I just eat boiled bitter gourd directly. I don't even add anything. Just add a bit of peanut powder or sesame powder or anything which just keeps it a bit without water. So it tastes and bitter gourd. Yes, try bitter gourd. Bitter gourd will get down your sugar, your diabetes symptoms also drastically down. It helps you to get down your sugar down. Okay.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada.
Yeah. Shailaja Bhagini, I want to hear from you.
Namaste Bhagini.
Namaskara Bhagini.
So actually, before to last week itself, I thought of starting with cutting down milk. So I tried it for 2 days, but then we had guests and we had to, have milk again for 2 days. After that, again came back, completely stopped taking milk. But coffee, I couldn't stop. I have switched to black coffee. Maybe it has to be slowly, have to take out everything. It has to be step-by-step process. That's what I believe, because mind gets agitated and immediately it will say, go and have something. So it has to be convinced and it has to be a step-by-step process. That's what I believe. And salt, of course, I have reduced the quantity. I have not completely stopped, but reduced the quantity. Sugar, of course, I am not taking with either coffee or anything. Only sweets I have to cut down. Again, I'll tell like it has to be a slow process. Like all of a sudden, if I do, mind gets agitated. So that I have to do. And as you said, like boil vegetables. And one more thing, last week I think you told that the carrot smoothie. I have tried
Yes.
that. It is amazing. It is amazing. It is. I have not even added any any dates or even raisins. Nothing. Only banana and carrots and a few nuts, soaked almonds. Only that much I have added, and it is very nice. Like it is stomach filling and it tastes amazing.
Yes.
And oil, of course, oil like for this I mean vegetable and all. When we are cooking, I'm using a little oil, as you said, like what your grandmother used to do, like only a spoon of oil for the vegetable. The same thing I follow. I'm not completely cutting because I have to look to the other family members also. So I'm not completely stopped, but trying to reduce it slowly. And maybe hereafter I have to take out the boiled vegetables separate for me and then cook for other people in the family. That's what I am planning. But milk, of course, I have stopped completely.
That's wonderful, Sarija Bhagini. That's very good. I'm really happy for all of you that you've started your first step, because every journey starts with the first step, and that first step is important, and you should not go back, because you will find the change yourself. I don't need to come back and tell me. I'm telling you, after 3 months, if you can continue the same diet for 3 months, you would not go back to your normal diet. I can give you in writing on that, because the changes what you would see is amazing. And I have myself had lot of discussions with my acharya when he told. I had hundreds questions, I think more than you. I was troubling him with lot of questions, but then he said, don't ask me questions, Bhagini, just try it. So I went on 100% change. I guess I told you, because I really wanted to, because my acharya is a very senior acharya and he's a wonderful person. So I really wanted to know why he's stressing on the fact that you will find the change. So I did not cut one by one. I said I'll cook for the family members what they want, but I will not eat and put that food in my mouth. Let me find out what my acharya has to say. So I went ahead with 100% change and 3 months down the line, I was amazed to see the change. And it's going to be 3 years down the line. I have maintained that same tempo, and I'm trying to improve on that. We have a lot of sadhanangas also coming up, which will really help you in your sadhana. And I'm sure you'll all find yourself in those positions. I would love to see all of you experience the feeling of your journey with the finite with the infinite, the merging of the finite, because that is the whole sense of yoga, why we're all here. Okay. And Shanta Bhagini, I would can you give me a quick this thing if you don't mind, because we are running short of time.
Yes, Bhagini. I would only say that last week, this whole week I was out. I only came last night, so I had no way of controlling anything because I was staying in the hotel, eating out. But I must say only one good thing is I was craving for fruits, and whenever I got my hands on it, I was doing it. So that was a good thing that I've realized, that change in me. And rest all is, I mean, at home, I had been last week, I was following exactly what you said about salt. I would cook the food and sprinkle very little salt on it, and that worked. So there, less salt. So that's all I could say. Thank you. And sorry, this week was out of the window.
No problem, Bhagini. I understand it happens sometimes. You have to travel and try to carry your food if possible, or else try to eat what is available in those localities, the fruits, vegetables, or something. But we have to, if you're traveling, it's a bit risky, but you can always make sure that you carry lots of fruits and vegetables, which will keep your hunger down. And on the same side, you're not degrading your mind back. Okay, I'm sorry, Mahodaya, Jai Krishna Mahodaya, we'll go ahead. I'll take your feedback at the last, if you don't mind. Okay, we are running short of time. Okay, yes, I'll just put you on lecture mode and we'll go ahead. Okay, let's recap on what we have done. We have seen the food and mind, the forgotten connection. We have discussed a lot on the mind, how it impacts the food and how the food impacts the mind. It's a two-way connection. We have seen the three types of food: Rajasic, Tamasic, and Sattvic. The Sattvic is a food which is the yogic food. No to salt, sodium versus potassium. The body requires sodium, not sodium chloride. And it requires very less sodium compared to potassium. Potassium is important for the nerves and for the muscles to work, and that is abundant in all the plant-based foods. And sodium also is there, which is not much required. Potassium is the required thing for the body. Mixed about oil, we have seen that oil is not required for lubrication, which we have been taught that oil, ghee, all are required for lubrication, whereas the synovial fluid does not require any of this. The synovial fluid, which is the fluid which is the cushion among the bones for the joints, is requiring vitamin C, oil, amino acids, and magnesium and potassium. So that's very important, and it reinforces the fact why you don't need oil. And why people think oil is needed, we have seen that because you feel that your joints are getting stiff, and that's the reason you want to take oil, which is a vicious circle. The more oil you take, the more stiff your joints become. The more salt you take, the more stiff you become, because salt creates osteoporosis in your bones. That's very important. People are eating such abundant food, but still people are suffering from osteoporosis, osteopenia. Why? That's because the salt pulls out your calcium from your bones, and that's the reason we fall deficient of calcium all the time. You have to fill up with calcium supplements and all, which is not required. Reduce your salt, get no to salt, and you observe your calcium levels, and they will be excellent in your reports. Okay. The body's support and the lubrication system, we have seen in detail how the bones, the cartilage, the synovial membrane, the synovial fluid, which gives the cushioning effect for your joints with the bones, the food-based lubrication, the lubrication what we receive from the food and all, nature's design and foods needed. Nature, none of the animals go for oils, but they have wonderful joints, and they run all through the life. They never have a knee pain or a joint surgery, which is very, very important. You also see milk is not health, it's a habit, which is very, very important to understand. And last but not least, the cook's mind shapes the eater's mind, which is highly important. So be very conscious where you're eating, what type of food you're eating, and I have a small story on this, and yeah, I'll just come to that. And Shadruchaha, the 6 tastes of whole food plant-based diet, which we see in the nature. We really don't need any extra ruchis from other things. Okay, if someone comes and says you're mixing Shadrucha, you tell all the vegetables what are there in all this Shadruchi, which is the nature's given 6 ruchis of the world. Okay, this reminds me of a small story. The cook's mind shapes the eater's mind. Let me tell you this quick story and go about for today's class. Okay, there's this thief. He used to rob the people in the night, get the wealth, and he used to support the family. None of the family members knew that he was a robber, and he was getting money from all the wealth which he used to rob from people. And his mother, his wife, his children, all were living happily. But deep down, the money is coming from the robbery, from the people who have been suffered. He used to snatch gold on the way, the travelers and all, and he used to get those things and sell them and get money, stating that I'm working for something else. Right. So what happens is, in those days, we know that when people travel at night, they come for food. They are people who sit and wait for food. So there was this sadhu one day who was sitting in front of his food, and he happened to be at home. He had a good name in the village also, because none of them know that he was a robber. He used to do it very silently. And this Swamiji felt, he said, I'm hungry. So this robber says, okay, come and have a meal at my house. This Swamiji did not know that he was a robber, because none of the villagers knew he was a robber. So he happily went and ate his food. And as he was a Swamiji, that robber said, okay, let me treat him with one of the best meals and things. So he placed his food in a silver plate and gave it to the Swamiji. He was a very well known Swamiji in the place, and he had a very good name. So this Swamiji, after having his food, he did not know what he was doing. He just slid that silver plate in his bag. and he went down silently. The robber noticed this, but he could not ask him because he was a revered Swamiji and he could not ask him. The Swamiji left his place and then he goes back to his ashram. When he opens his bag, he sees the silver plate, and for a moment he thinks, how did this silver plate come into my bag? But then he recollects that this silver plate was the one I ate in that person's house. For a second, he sits in his meditation and starts thinking, why did he do that? And he realizes that the food he ate in his place carried the vibration of the robber's mind. So when the robber's mind has been infused in the food, the same quality, though the Swamiji was elevated, for a second he was degraded, and he caught the same vibration, and he just slid that silver plate in his bag. But the moment he came back, he realized it because it was a temporary change in his mind. So see the influence of food, how it changes your mind, it changes your behavior. So that's a very small story, but tells that even a person who's so elevated can be degraded with a small meal. How much we are being degraded with the food what we eat outside in a person's place who's not a sadhaka. So it's very important that you eat in a place where the people are elevated. If they are degraded and they have a lot of other issues, try not to eat food in their place. It will degrade your mind, let me tell you that. Eat your meal, carry some fruits, eat in the house. It's not being biased or it's not being degrading them, but you are your caretaker of your mind. You alone are the caretaker of your mind. Okay? Okay. Yeah. So coming to that, let's get to today's class. I'm sorry for that, for the delay today. We'll get to the class today. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you can put me in the chat. You can put me in the chat how it's going to influence your mind at all. Okay. I want you to, I'm unmuting all of you. You can just tell me what you observe in this picture. One by one, you can tell me. One of you can unmute and tell me what you see in the picture. Any one of you?
The person is stressed because there's
piled up work and not able to do.
Okay. One by one. 1 second. Okay, Bhagni, Rama Bhagni. Shanta, yes. Shanta Bhagni, you have something to say?
Yes, he's got a lot of work. He's got no energy to work. And
okay, fine. Okay, fine. And what else? He is overloaded? Yes.
He's overloaded.
Yes. He is buried under piles of files. The table is overflowing. He's tired, restless, dull, mentally also. Work never seemed to end for him. Okay? So this is one state, what you observe. So look at this picture carefully. Imagine this person to be your body. And these files present are your toxins, damaged proteins, old cells, weak mitochondria, unwanted fat, inflammation. There is no end for it. Every time we eat, especially heavy or frequent meals, we keep dumping more and more files onto the body. We say, process this food, digest this, break this food, absorb this, store this. Just like the tired man in the picture, our body never gets a holiday. It is constantly processing something or other. This is a condition of a body that has never experienced Upavasa. Okay? See this person and see the joy in his face. No files on his desk. His face is bright. It's a neat table. He's cheerful and active. And it's a holiday at work. This is what happens in our body when you practice Upavasa. When you stop giving new food to the body for a few hours, the body says, no new files. Let me clear out the old ones. And this cleaning process inside your cells is called autophagy. I'll come to that, what it means. Okay, so see the clear difference in these two pictures. A holiday at work is truly invigorating. A person, and if you're overloading your system, see the way how the system is working. It is just the behavior of humans is the behavior of our organs. Just like we want a break, the system also requires a break to clean its system. Okay? So, what is the true meaning of Upavasa? Today, we'll explore a word which has been rarely understood the right way, and few realize it. The word, first of all, it is an important sadhananga on yogic path. Sadhananga, we've already discussed, are auxiliary practices which help you to progress on your yogic path. They are the supporting practices. So, this is one of the important sadhanangas. What does the word Upavasa say? Most people say Upavasa means fasting. But Upavasa is not starving, suppressing or punishing your body. It is one of the most intelligent and beautiful practices given by our tradition. Let us understand what is the meaning of Upavasa. Upa means close, Vasa is to stay. That is, to stay near. To stay near to what? It is staying, living very close to the Supreme Conscious. It is what we do more than everything. So Upavasa is basically staying and directing your forces, energy levels to the Supreme Conscious. Upavasa is the art of reducing all outer noise, and that we come closer to the truth, what is there already in us. When we are constantly eating, constantly digesting, constantly engaged with the senses, the body becomes like an overworked employee, what we have seen, buried under files, tired, overloaded, and unable to clean or repair. And that's when disease is creeping, because there is no ease. When you lose the ease, that's when a system changes its routine. And how can your mind be calm in this chaotic state? And how can yourself be felt when you're so tired, overloaded, and all? Whenever we take food, whatever it might be, it immediately becomes an interaction with the external world. Something enters the mouth, the taste bud gets stimulated, the mind becomes involved with that sensation. As the mind is one, mind can only think of one thing at a time. We always hear the word called multitasking, but there's nothing called multitasking. Multitasking happens when the mind switches rapidly from one thing to another between the subjects. The mind can hold only one subject at a time. It cannot hold two thoughts at the same moment. A real life example which I can quote: a child who's deeply absorbed in playing his toys does not hear his mother calling. The ears are open, the ears are functioning, but the mind is not hearing because it is fully occupied. Our connection with the world happens through many doorways: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch, everything. When the mind is involved in being absorbed through one of the doorways, the signals coming from those doorways, the other things are not received. Therefore, when we eat, the mind naturally gets diverted by taste. Even if we eat a simple food, the attention shifts. And this happens twice or thrice a day. The mind repeatedly moves outward. Food is important, it is natural, it is important to nourish the body. But Upavasa is a special opportunity to get the mind completely focused on the Supreme Conscious. The mind will be oriented towards the Supreme. It's a day to remain in the world, to live in life as usual. We are not running away to caves or something, but the mind is intensely oriented towards the Supreme, just like the boy, with greater purity, greater absorption, and a greater sattvic feeling. Upavasa is not fasting. Let me be very clear on that. Fasting is a diet plan, and many do focusing on the absence of food to maintain the body weight, balance things, or healthy, to maintain health conditions where the body is tortured. It is not done for the supreme goal. It is done for the basic requirement of something aspiring. But Upavasa focuses, the main principle is to focus on the presence of the divine, and food is just a tool to get to Upavasa. So Upavasa is a day for not taking food. We don't call it fasting. That is not the purpose. The purpose is not fasting. The purpose is to be with the Supreme, the maximum time what we are, because all the interactions of the world are stopped. The intention is not starvation. The intention is not eating. It is a day living nearer, living deeper, but intimately with the Supreme Consciousness. Upavasa is a pause that restores everything. Upavasa is not about eating less or eating more. It's about being more aware, more inward, more sattvic, and more connected. Just a second. Yes, Jai Shri Bhagni, I'll take your question after this slide, Bhagni. I'm sorry I missed your question. I'll get back to your question. Okay, so, and this is a perfect effect of Upavasa, Vairagya, the inner colorlessness. That is what is very important in a yogic life. The goal of every yogi, every sadhaka is to cultivate the approach known as Vairagya. Vairagya means bhava of viraga. Raga means not anger. Raga literally means color. The color or staining of the mind by the objects it comes in contact with. So whatever the mind interacts with anything in the world, it picks up a color, attraction, aversion, excitement, taste, preference, memory, what not. This coloring binds the mind and prevents it from remaining steady. So viraga, the vairagya is a bhava of viraga. Viraga means being free from coloring. It's an inner attitude of remaining uncolored by worldly objects. Living in the world, you interact with the world, but you're not stained or attached to it. This is the essence of yogi's mental state. And it starts with Upavasa. That's a very important thing because that's the state everyone wants to be. Upavasa becomes a special opportunity to make the mind remain uncolored, untouched, and inwardly absorbed. It's a deliberate practice of vairagya, a conscious effort to free the mind from distraction, taste, and worldly coloring, and live closer, deeper, and more purely with the Supreme. Okay, so this is the one of the most. What does Upavasa exactly mean? Taking a shift, let us see what nature has about Upavasa, which is very interesting. Natural medicine of animals, instinctive fasting. I don't know how many of you know about this. Every animal does get hurt sometime or other in their life when they hunt animals. We know it or not. They get hurt, they fall sick, they are injured at some point of time, they get old age. So all these are stages, but when it is hurt or injured, what does it do? Did we ever think about that? We run at 100 kilometers per hour, and you fall down. A tiger runs with such speed, or a cheetah runs. There are times when it falls down, it gets hurt. What do? They go on instinctive fasting, which is very, very interesting. They stop eating, which is unknown to many of us. I was also unaware of this fact until I heard it from my acharya. Most animals reduce or completely stop food intake when they're injured. They go into a cave or they just keep themselves aloof because digestion consumes a lot of energy. So when they fast, the energy is diverted to repair their immune system and detoxify the system. This is what is called exactly autophagy, and Upavasa is the yogic language. They rest and become still. These hurt animals, they find a place, they curl up, and they have minimal movement. They conserve the energy so the body can focus on healing. They retreat from the group. Injured animals isolate themselves from other group of themselves. It reduces stress. It avoids theft from predators. And they rest alone. Many may drink or may not drink water also, which is depends on the condition. And what is thus happening? What is the magic that's happening? When they hurt, the food which takes so much of energy is conserved, and by fasting, energy is saved and diverted to healing. Animals know this intuitively, and why are humans not knowing this? Humans have forgotten because of the constant availability of food and their eating habits. So, animals, fasting is nature's built in hospital. We don't need any hospital. Animals pause food so the body can repair. Animals fast. It's not called Upavasa because their mind is not to the Supreme. But we fast for Upavasa, not as animals, which is very crucial. So I'll just take a pause for 1 minute, and I want to hear from one of you, and I'll take Jayashri Bhagni question also. Shanta Bhagni, I would like to hear from you. What did you understand till now about Upavasa?
Namaste, Bhagini. Yeah, Upavasa, many times we actually misunderstand the word Upavasa means fast, depriving our body of food, but that is not the reality. It is getting nearer, closer to the Supreme by still, eating and making sure your mind is at state of, what should I say, in sattvic mode. But it is not about completely stopping, but it is about reducing the outer noise so that we can concentrate on the Supreme. So the mind is not all the time looking for food, and the indriyas are not, occupied in doing all of the food and taste and digesting food, and the body is not occupied in digesting the food, but actually the mind can then concentrate on the Supreme. So that is the actual meaning of Upavasa, which we have misunderstood. And when we compare ourselves with animals, what we see is animals do get injured when they hunt for food or anything, or they get either they injure somebody or they get injured in both ways. So what do? They are different. They actually rest. They don't eat at all. They will rest, do not move. They curl up and stay in one place so that the energy is restored, and all the energy which is required is to heal the body rather than to eat and digest, and because a lot of energy is utilized in digesting the food. And they also keep themselves away from the clan, their own members of the family or whatever, just to make sure that they go in a safe place so they are not attacked, but at the same time they are healing. It's like a natural hospital for them. And actually, what's surprising is I have observed this in the animals in my parents' house when they're not well, and we try to go and feed them. You have to eat. You have to eat because you have to feel better. My mom will go and eat, and now I understand this, that they don't drink water. They don't, they don't eat, drink anything, and only when they are ready to eat, they will come and eat. So that is a beautiful, actually, observation and connection I see today. What we've seen. But when we as human beings, when we are not well, we are forced with food, saying you've got to get the energy to, get well. I don't know whether that is right now, looking at this. So the meaning of Upavasa is not about depriving the body of food, torturing your body for not getting food, but it is about reducing the outside noise so that your mind can concentrate towards the Supreme. And that is what I understand about Upavasa today, which was different from what I thought. Dhanyavad, Bhagini.
Thank you so much, Bhagini. That was beautiful. Yes, I would appreciate that you have seen this in your house, and you've seen that this was also very new for me when I heard this, because they hear the nature's cues so well, and we have withdrawn ourselves from nature so far that we are forgetting what is Upavasa and what is fasting and why we need to do. There are so many miraculous benefits of Upavasa which you will find down the line. I don't know whether I can complete everything today. I'll take partly because I don't want to rush with things. And moreover, when you start doing Upavasa, let me tell you, you won't fall sick. So there's no question of you not eating on not falling day. Upavasa will keep you very healthy, because your body gets enough rest to heal itself. You don't wait for the system breakdown. Okay, the system will take a break when you want rest, and you move ahead. It's just like a journey. When you're traveling, you don't wait for the car to break down to rest, right? You take intermittent breaks so that the car rests, you rest, and then you start your journey. The similar way, when you're moving in your life, you don't wait for the disease to set in and then take a break. Don't do that. So take intermittent breaks, let the body heal, and move ahead in your life. Okay, so let me go ahead. The inner purpose of Upavasa. What exactly is the inner purpose of Upavasa? Reducing identification with the body. We always identify ourselves with the body, and that is the first step. When we start withdrawing from the body, your energy levels are not associated with the body, and you start understanding I am not the body, which is very, very important, and you will really feel it, because on Upavasa day all your indriyas are silent and your energy is drawn to the Supreme. So the right start of your yogic life starts from withdrawing from your identification of the body. Your stomach is not busy digesting continuously. The mind becomes lighter, less tamasic, and you stop pampering the body and you turn inward. You quieten the mind. Okay? Upavasa reduces your sensory input, your sensory overload, rajasic food, spicy food, endless cravings, chewings, all this. The mind settles. It takes a chance to settle. Observing your vasanas. It's always there that when you skip a meal, you have an anger or irritation, restlessness, and there's a state of restlessness in your mind. And Upavasa will let you observe what your real vasana of life is. You will start to know that how restless you have been all these days. Increasing sattva guna. You are in your silence, your japa, your contemplation, and Upavasa makes you very sattvic because you cut down your words and because you try to conserve your energy. You talk very less, let me tell you. We talk very less when you're in Upavasa. We don't interact with the world unless until it's required. Try to be with ourselves alone because your body is under repair and you need to conserve your energy just like nature, animals are doing in the nature. So that's very important that you, and by doing this, you become silent. And when you become silent, you start contemplating on yourself and you start building your sattva guna also. Because when you start our meditation, your mind is withdrawn from the degrading world. Upavasa is not starving. You're not starving. Upavasa is being close to the Supreme. Okay? That is just, we are trying to close the doors of interaction with the world so that the mind is focused on the Supreme. And it is not crash typing. People say, I eat sabudana khichdi, I eat fruits, I eat this. No. Upavasa is not crash typing. And it's not punishing the body also. We are not here to punish the body. The body is a vehicle for the mind. So it's a way to start your journey to the Supreme. It is just, Upavasa is just not feeding the lower instincts. That's what we have to understand. Okay? And yes. Any questions till here, or I'll move ahead? I'll take 2 more slides because I'm not sure I'll be able to complete today the whole program. Okay, why Upavasa becomes a powerful tool for Vairagya. As on the journey of yogic life, you should be uncolored with the aspects of the world around you. That is Vairagya. Just a second. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, it's an important opportunity. It supports your spiritual life. That is Vairagya. Upavasa becomes a special opportunity to step back from the habitual impulses, to stop feeding your lower tendencies, and to allow your mind to regain its natural clarity and colorlessness. Upavasa is not weakening the body. It is strengthening the mind, which is very important. Your mind becomes strong. You can decide what you want, what you don't want. Just like one of the Bhagini says, it's a craving which is coming, I feel like having a coffee. No. Your mind becomes strong. You can always say, if I want to have a coffee, I'll have, or else I can stay for years together without coffee. So it is not going to weaken your body, but it's going to strengthen your mind. It's not emptiness in stomach, but it is about fullness in consciousness. You are filled with the consciousness, the true power of consciousness that whole day, because your interaction with the world is zero, close to zero. Upavasa is about elevation. It is not starvation. Okay. So going ahead, 3 benefits of Upavasa. What are the 3 benefits of Upavasa? The physical benefits, I would go briefly on this, but I'll go in detail in the coming slides. Sharirika benefits, the body allows the body to repair, cleanse, and enter autophagy. I'll explain what is autophagy, which is very, very important. Okay. Mental plane, on the manasic level, you have a very calm mind, you reduce your cravings and increase clarity. On a spiritual plane, adhyatmic plane, it brings your senses inward and you stay near the self, that is the real Upavasa. Your Upavasa pulls us back to the center, to the witness, to the inner presence that is untouched by hunger, by taste, or by restlessness. So I'll try to cover the physical benefits today. We'll take up mental and spiritual in the next class. Okay. So physical benefits, RRR. What are the 3 R's? It's not RRR movie or something. RRR is rest, repair, and rejuvenate. That is what is required for the body. That is the physical benefits. Digestive rest. 24 hours a day your digestive system works from the day you're born till you die. It has never got a day off in its life. Did we ever think about that? Not a single day it has stopped digesting. From the day we are born till 80 years or 85 years, it is continuously working, relentlessly chewing, secreting acids, breaking down food, absorbing nutrients. Upavasa suspends this continuous workload. Every time we eat, the body diverts enormous energy towards digestion. On the Upavasa day, the energy is freed, allowing complete rest for the digestive organs. It reduces inflammation. It strengthens the gut lining. It gives better assimilation and a wonderful digestive system which is devoid of gas or bloating, and you have good bowel movements. This rest is equivalent to restarting a mission that has been running non-stop from your birth. The second benefit is autophagy, deep cellular cleansing. A lot of research is happening on this nowadays, and this is a very important aspect which is important to stop the cancer being spread so enormously nowadays in the world. People have forgotten this. What is autophagy? I'll be covering in detail. Autophagy is a process and it's a natural internal housekeeping, and it is the body's natural detox mechanism. I'll come to that. Metabolic reset. When you have less food and you don't have any food, the insulin levels go down, your pancreas will start to take rest, and it becomes a time when it repairs itself. There is metabolic sluggishness, and the risk of diabetes is reduced. Cravings for sugars and processed food is reduced. And Upavasa day helps to break the habit of frequent snacking, which is there in many people. It's a natural fat burning and weight balance system. You really don't need any gym or something. Upavasa naturally switches your body from glucose burning to fat burning mode. Glucose is something which we get it from carbohydrates, from the food we eat. Fat is something which is stored for further energy. So when you stop food, the excess fat in the body stored in the liver everywhere is burnt to give you energy. And body always has a stock. Just like a human being stores money for his further security. A similar way, a body stores fat for its further security. So when we stop our food, the excess fat stored in all the organs and everywhere is pulled out, and it's broken to give us energy. This is called a metabolic switch, and it maintains a metabolic balance. The fats stored in the body, which are going to be used as energy, and the body functions with greater ease. So it's a natural weight reduction system. You don't need to do any special weight reducing techniques. Hormone balance. Your hormones are balanced. Digestive hormones are balanced. Your stress hormones are balanced. There's reduced cortisol spikes and improved thyroid. Everything falls into place. Balanced hunger hormones, which are ghrelin and leptin, they are balanced. And the hormones I've told that bring harmony in the body. So when there's balance in hormones, there is harmony in the body. Enhanced immunity. This is very, very important. Your immunity levels will spike to a level that wherever you go, you don't fall sick. You are at ease always. You don't get to dis-ease. That's because you have reset your system. You have given a break. And as you're seeing, the person is so cheerful, active. Your system regenerates back with energy. This is why people on Upavasa have very less colds, they don't fall sick, and they have very faster recovery. Okay, understood. If they fall sick, they have a very faster recovery because the system knows how to get it back. Okay. Any questions till now? Or can we have the class for 10 more minutes? I would like to complete this. Can we have for 10 more minutes? Is it okay? Or you want me to stop here? Yes, Shanta Bhagini, you have a doubt? You can speak, Bhagini. I have unmuted.
No, Bhagini, I wanted to say yes, we should go ahead and finish this.
Okay. Yes, it's important. Autophagy is very important because that is very unknown to a lot of people, and many people don't know the benefit of Upavasa, the fasting, and what it gives you on the physical plane. Because physical plane is important, which is very, very important because you have a strong body. That's very important. Okay. So autophagy is body's detoxification. Auto means self. Phagy means eat. Yeah, just a second. Okay. Yes. We often find many detox centers around us. We see that this is a detoxification center and they charge a lot of money for this detoxification process. But the truth is our body already has a natural detox system built within us. The human body has an innate ability to heal, cleanse and restore itself, something which we haven't discussed earlier. The autophagy is the inner cleaning system, the most powerful physical benefit of Upavasa. Yes, auto means self, phagy means eat. The body eats its own damaged parts. That is very crucial. What happens to a cell which is damaged? When you give a break to the system, the body breaks, eats its thing, it regenerates, repairs, eats back its own thing and creates a new cell. Not in a harmful way, but it's a highly intelligent and a healing way. When does autophagy start? When you stop your food for a few hours, that is probably after more than 24 hours. And the body knows there is no food coming in. Let me use whatever energy is stored in me. So it goes into a fasting mode, that is resource conservation and repair mode. Autophagy is the body's internal housekeeping where the cells clean themselves, repair themselves, recycle what is old or weak. It literally means self-cleaning or self-eating. Your cells become so cheerful, like a cheerful worker with an empty desk, because there is no new file coming in, no new mails. The body gets time to clear damaged cells. It's a process. It's a medical process which I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to tell you what exactly happens. It recycles weak damaged mitochondria. If you have been reading about medical things or how cancer is formed, the mitochondria in the body, the energy house of the body, gets damaged, and that's when it takes a form of a cancer cell. A lot of research is happening on this, why this mitochondria is changing to a cancer cell, because it has been damaged, and there is no time for the body to remove the damaged cells from the body. So it takes a cruel form. Why is it we are not understanding that the body needs rest for it to clean? And in this process, it repairs tissues, it reduces inflammation, it strengthens immunity, it regenerates the entire system. And what happens? It's like housekeeping. It detoxifies, it repairs, it renewal. All is happening quietly inside you. You are not aware what is happening. Autophagy is cellular regeneration. It becomes more younger, your cells become more younger, cleaner, efficient, stronger, less inflamed. Let me tell you, you will start feeling 10 years younger what you are when you are on Upavasa. I'll detail out how many times it has to be done, how it has to be done, how do you break your fast, everything in the next class. But your energy levels will go up and you feel much energetic to your age also. So autophagy is a holiday your body has been waiting for. So this is the silent mantra behind Upavasa. The waste is collected. The waste is collected, it is broken down, it is recycled and renewed. This is what is happening on a Upavasa day. We have seen the first picture how the body is overloaded. The guy is overloaded with a lot of files, like toxins, cravings and all. And the second picture, the person you've seen is free, light, relaxed and able to do his internal cleaning. So every time you give a body, your conscious, a break through Upavasa, you activate its deepest intelligence. Autophagy is the body's way of saying, thank you for the holiday. Let me clean, repair, recharge your life from within. It's like letting your own inner doctor wake up and start working. We don't need any external doctor. It's an eternal housekeeping cycle. And the take-home message is, Upavasa is the body's reset button. Press it and let your cells start the cleanup. When the tongue rests, the cells begin the song of renewal and recharging, which is very, very important. So, these are all the physical benefits of what Upavasa is and what are we going to gain on this. You can go ahead and start reading in case you want to learn about autophagy. Go and start reading about autophagy. You will be truly impressed how the system works, because I learned about autophagy when I started doing Upavasa. I was not aware about that and I never felt Upavasa was required. But then when my Acharya has told that is very important and you need to go, I started seeing what exactly happens when you break your body from the normal routine of eating and drinking water. And I was amazed to see that there's a huge industry working in the body and the wonderful creation of the Supreme, which takes care automatically, unaware about what is happening in the body. You truly feel energized, lighter, and regenerated after your Upavasa day. We do it twice, sometimes thrice a month. I'll detail out everything in the next class, how it has to be done, when it has to be done, and how do you break your fast in the next class. And also I'll detail about the mental benefits and the spiritual benefits, which are also crucial in this journey. So this is about, in the summary, what we have read today is, what is the true meaning of Upavasa? The natural medicine of animals, that is instinctive fasting, which they do it without being told. They know. I sometimes feel that they're much better than us, because they know, they are very close to nature, and nature is taking care of them. We have to relearn our life and live a better life than them. The inner purpose of Upavasa. Upavasa is a powerful tool for Vairagya. The Viraga Bhava starts from Upavasa. The threefold benefits of Upavasa: physical, mental and spiritual. The physical benefit is rest, repair and regenerate. And the autophagy, the silent mantra behind Upavasa is autophagy. The next class is on 28th November, and Upavasa, when and how. We're going to see the mental and spiritual benefits of Upavasa in the next class, and how we are going to do it. So before I end, I just want to take Jayashree Bhagini's question. Jayashree Bhagini, there's a problem with my stomach if I eat ragi or soya. When I check the badam milk, I find there are a lot of chemicals added to it. Bhagini, one thing is, don't take too much of it also. It's to be taken in limited quantities. You can take it, or you can make home-based soya milk also, soak them, or you can make home-based oat milk also. But whatever it is, you can take it in limited quantities. Don't take it in huge quantities. That's the reason I have mentioned also. These are all processed foods also, but take it in limited quantities. The best is avoid it completely. In case you can't, do it on a short breaks, so that your craving of drinking something hot or something, because I do take soya milk once in a while, warm soya milk, because sometimes when it's very cold, I feel like drinking something hot. So I do that, but I do it in limited quantities. So I'm opening. Any one of you have any questions? You can raise your hand and we can discuss. No questions? Fine. So we'll go ahead and I'll stop the class with an offering to our Guru. Everything, every time, every day. At the end of the day, I would suggest all of you to do offering, a silent offering to all the things what the Supreme has given us, the Parama Purusha has given us at his altar, because that gives a sense of gratefulness, and you become humble, because nothing is ours. Everything is a gift of the Supreme Parama Purusha. So, Tava Dravyam Jagat Guru Tubhyameva Samarpaye. Om Gurave Namaha. Dhanyavadaha. I'm sorry, Sailaja Bhagini, you have a question? Yes, you can speak.
Not question, Bhagini. You told one Mahodaya that you will be taking his feedback at the end of the class. You forgot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Bhagini, I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
I'll take his feedback in the next class soon. I have already done the Guru Pada.
Yeah. Mangalam you have done.
Yes. Thank you so much for reminding, and thank you so much for all of you to be with me in this journey today. See you all the next week. Thank you so much.
Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha.